Hello, and welcome back to the Honey Jam Pod. It's been a long time. This is your host, Janice, and Jessica is unfortunately not with us today because we are calling live. What is that? Not calling.
We are live.
We are live from Seoul,
Korea.
Korea.
This is Honey. This is Jam.
No, I'm Jam.
This is Honey.
And this is Jam.
And we are the Honey Jam Podcast.
Ooh, that's a cool intro. You really want to do that, huh? For a while now.
I'm taking Jess's job.
I gave Jessica another week break just because, she's a baby mama. She got lots of things going on. And I thought, okay, maybe we just kick off this new season in Korea. And for those of you who are not tuning in on our YouTube channel, please do because we have a beautiful background here in Seoul, specifically Kondae Ipgu, Ganguk University.
Sitting on some hardwood.
Yeah.
Hurting my 31-year-old ankles and knees just because Janice wanted this view.
Okay. Well, let me get into this introduction of our special guest for the day.
Wait. First of all, is this season 3?
There isn't really a season. I originally wanted to do like season 1, episode 1, season 2, episode 1. But I want to just keep record of all of the episodes that we have.
So no seasons.
No season.
Seasons are done.
It's a mental season. It's a new mental season.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're still doing a lot of guests, or what's the
for sure?
What's the direction of the pod from here?
The beauty of the Honey Jam podcast is there's no true direction.
The beauty is that you're the boss. You can do whatever the hell you want.
So yeah, we will have many guests. Sometimes we might not have guests, and sometimes we might, have just one co-host, me or Jess.
And sometimes we might just not look at anything of the, the technical stuff.
That's right.
So we'll have to re-record the whole episode all over again. Sometimes we might do that.
So David is, first of all, welcome, David. This is my husband, David S. Jeong, currently currently jobless and pursuing content creation. And basically I sat him down today at around 1 o'clock. Right now it is 3 o'clock. We recorded a very successful episode. I thought it was great. It was great.
A full pod, a full 1 hour
special. And I felt really good about it. And I just imported all of the data, all of the content onto my laptop. Sound was trash.
Let me do it again.
Well, I thought sound was okay, but David was like, Janice, you need to do some quality check. So you know what? Thank you, David.
It was really bad. Basically, she had, whatever. You don't need to put this, but it was very staticky and bad. She didn't turn off a couple buttons, so it was picking up a lot of extra noise, and I didn't want you guys, using up your nice commute time where you're supposed to relax and have a good time with the Honey Jam Pod.
Yeah.
To just be annoyed and have to deal with that, basically.
Thank you, David. Thank you for keeping me in line, in check. So are you my boss then? Are you the true boss of Honey Jam?
Yeah. I am.
Great. So, let's catch up, David. Let's catch our audience up a little bit. I've been very lazy. I've just been enjoying my vacation. But basically, before Korea, we went to Japan, right?
Yes, we did Japan 10 days, and now we're in Korea. We got here at the beginning of the month, and we're in Korea until the end of the year.
That's right. It's a long 2.5 months.
But only Japan was vacation. So here we're working. We're not doing anything crazy, hanging out, during the weekends and chilling. It's
just like living, not vacation like you said, but 생각보다 we're hanging out with a lot of people because a lot of friends are coming and leaving Seoul. So that's a big treat for us because, Korea with friends is the best. Let's talk a little bit about our Japan trip, our vacation. Did you enjoy that trip?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's my first time in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We did Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka.
Yes.
Incredible.
What was your favorite city?
Probably Kyoto, but
I'm laughing because we talked about this whole script. It's like deja vu, but I love that you're pretending like this is the first time. Thank you for being
No,
such a great guest.
I'm not pretending.
A great sport.
I think about it often. You know,
Mhm.
like if I were to go back, what city would I go back to? I think Kyoto was my favorite. Kyoto was my favorite, but it was just so jam-packed with tourists.
Yeah,
But like you can't really complain because we are
we are
tourists.
tourists. That's right.
We are also tourists.
Yeah.
But it was just I prefer, just some more space. I don't like being so cramped up.
Yeah.
Definitely after Japan, I just needed some nature. I needed some quiet. But it's tough, because you're out there hustling and bustling, rubbing shoulders with all these locals and tourists. And then you get home and there's hustle and bustle too. Like Janice is so loud. So I really couldn't rest.
This guy's got some jokes.
I really couldn't rest, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Japan was awesome. I went actually with my family before, and so it technically was not my first time. However, when I went, we went with like a huge tour guide, and it was a very short 3-day trip to Tokyo only. And funny thing is, I thought that I took that trip in high school, so because I have no recollection of the trip. So I was like, oh, it must be when I was young. But turns out, like I checked my journal, and it was when I was in sophomore year of college. So that wasn't actually too long ago.
That was when you were young.
That wasn't too long ago.
That was a long time ago, my friend.
So,
Sorry to break it to you, but what is that, like 12 years or something?
point is, I didn't remember anything from that trip besides maybe doing like a matcha ceremony. That's it.
Oh, we didn't even do one of those.
Yeah, I know, I'm sad. But anyways, we went into Japan basically first time, was mind blown by the hospitality. The people are so kind. Food is so good. And we heard all of this. We heard it all through all of our friends who visited Japan and Korea. And I was like, how good can it be? It's good. Japan is awesome. It's great. And before I would always give my friends crap for some of them who would say, low key, I like Japan more than Korea.
It wasn't even low key. It's like most people we talk to.
That's true.
They like Japan more.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, as Korean Americans, you cannot say that. Okay. No, I mean, I love Japan too, but you can't say you're Korean. Come on, have some Korean pride. You can't say that out loud. Even if you think it, don't say it. And then we went to Japan, and then I was like, I see. I understand where they were coming from. But you know what? Korea number one. I will always love my motherland above all countries. So people say like Japanese people may, have like kind of a kind and nice front, but you don't know what they're thinking,
Oh, like they might hate you for real?
Yeah, they might hate you as a tourist or whatever.
Yeah.
Like for real. But you don't know because, they put on a very nice face.
They're very polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people say, it's not the same as like Koreans who have like, they might be rude and stuff, but they have Jeong, like a deep care.
Yeah.
So
but that's bullshit. That's BS.
I, for one, don't mind it actually.
Yeah. We loved it.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, even if they're being fake, who cares? They seem nice to me, and it's very convincing, and I feel good. Who cares what they're thinking about me in their head?
It's like such a perfect fit with your personality.
Yes, that's
right. That's
right.
what you do.
Because I'm fake.
That's how you live your life. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I am.
Sometimes.
I will admit that.
Yeah.
So in that way, I thought the people were so kind. We went to go to a more naturey area when we were in Kyoto, and David lost his wallet.
I did.
What happened there?
So, feeling good. It's vacation. We're in Japan.
Yeah, so happy.
Go to Uniqlo. Everything's so cheap. The yen is weak. You're feeling rich. So what do? We buy a lot of stuff. I don't know. All the pants. I got like 4 pairs of pants because Janice wanted me to try all these different kinds of pants,
The trendy baggy look.
That's how you know the trend is ending soon, because us old folks, we're starting to do it. Especially
so
me. I don't do that.
Yeah.
My closet is all athleisure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some baggy pants, and I was wearing it on our. We went out of the city a little bit, and I guess I just wasn't used to how much room there was in the pockets.
Yeah.
So my wallet fell out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And it was
We
just a
realized
mess.
later.
Yeah, we realized like a couple hours later. I think after that we were down, headed towards Uji, the matcha town,
Shout out Uji.
and then we just turned around because like I didn't have my wallet.
Yeah.
And
It was tragic.
Yeah, we wanted to like call the subways and try to figure out what to do. I looked up online and they said just go to a Koban,
Which is
it's like a little police box. They have them all over the city.
very cute.
Very cute, very small.
Very
I think
old.
there were only 2 people working at the time,
Yeah.
and it's just a little counter. And they just took down our information. I let them know what was in the wallet,
Very
when I
detailed
lost
report.
it, where I lost it,
Yeah.
how to contact me. And then as we were doing that, some little kid and his friends walked in.
High school kids.
I don't know if he was high school or what.
They were in
but
uniform. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. The details.
So this kid, we don't know if he was in high school or not. He walks in and he turns in some AirPods.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I started, I thought it was over. I was just filing the police report for fun, but I had a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And then we're there, and then another person comes in and they turn in a Suica card, which is like the transport card.
Which is money.
So, yeah, it's money. I know like you can put, when you return something, you can leave your name and contact just in case the person wants to reward you. I think for Suica cards, you can get like a percentage of what was on the card, something like that.
Okay.
But I mean, either way, it was crazy that people were returning these things because
Yeah.
that would never happen.
Nope.
America, definitely not. Korea, probably not.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that. And then I had so much faith because of those 2 people returning things that I actually didn't cancel any of my cards.
Right.
It's kind of maybe a little sketch, but I was checking my statements every day, making sure nothing came on. And I was just hoping that someone would return it. And then like, a week later, maybe 5 days or a week later,
Yeah.
our Airbnb host contacted us and they said they found it. So
Yeah.
it's coming home. It's coming to me right now.
Yeah, we were in Korea when we heard the news, and I was like, no way. I cannot believe. We were like talking about how like, what if someone actually picks it up and like, returns it, and then like it happened. And so that left a very, lasting impression on me. Like I already loved Japan, like based on our trip, but after seeing like, wow, people returning all these things, I'm like, these people are so good. I haven't seen that in a really long time, just people being good for the sake of being good. Maybe there's some reward to it sometimes, but like your wallet, like untouched, all the cash, all the cards in there,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
And the policeman was so friendly.
Yeah, he was like a really jolly fella.
Yeah.
Super nice and smiley and helpful. He really went the extra mile. So it was great.
Yeah, just so happy to help us.
So you're going to say it?
So, what was I going to say?
Your favorite. Which one's your favorite? Korea or Japan?
Before it was without question, but it's a tough one.
Now there are a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of pros to both. Both countries are beautiful. It's just that it's tough because, there's like a deep rooted history between the 2 countries. So, it's a sticky.
Don't act like you think about the history when you're there. You see some smiles, you see some, some nice people, you eat some good food, and you're sold. You're sold.
Yes. I am sold. And I think it's the kindness that
Team
really...
Japan all day.
No. I never said that. I love Japan. But for me, personally, Korea is still number 1.
The only thing about Japan that I didn't like was that I felt kind of stupid there.
Yeah.
Because we can't speak the language. I literally was just saying, arigatou gozaimasu, or sumimasen, or something, onegaishimasu. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or pointing and like stumbling or pulling out my, saying English and pulling out my Google Translate. I did not enjoy that part.
Yeah.
But everything else was amazing. The food.
Well, yeah, that's not Japan's
floor.
fault. It's our fault for not knowing Japan.
Exactly.
Japanese.
That's the only reason I
Yeah.
might choose Korea is because I can kind of speak the language here. The floor for just the quality of food is so high. Anywhere you walk into, amazing for the most part.
Yeah.
Convenience store, kombini,
Konbini.
so good.
Yeah. I was going to say, I definitely resonate with that sentiment of being very frustrated, not knowing Japanese. Like we would go into the konbinis, the convenience stores, and they'd always ask like, oh, in Japanese, like, do you need a bag? And like, I knew they were asking that question, but I just didn't know how to say no. And later I learned through our friend Sarah, shout out Sarah, who came with us to Japan, who watches a lot of anime. Or did she teach me? I think she taught me. But it's ie. It's no, it's ie. Just ie. But like learning that even, I was too shy to say it. So like at the store, they'd ask me the question and I'd be like, ie. Like so quiet and shy about it.
They can never hear you.
Yeah, they could never hear me. I'm just,
Yeah.
it's like, it doesn't, the words aren't even coming out of my mouth. Like, you know? But that's language. It's about confidence, you know? You walk in there and you just say, ie.
Like how?
Yeah. What's the best thing that you ate, you think, in Japan?
Definitely the Hamburg steak. Crazy, right?
Shout out to Sarah
Crazy.
again.
If you're listening to this, isn't that crazy? We were like trying to plan out all the things we're trying to shove into our mouths
Yeah.
in the 10 days. And obviously, you know, you got like the tonkas, the gyukas, the tempura, the ramen, the sushi,
The list goes on.
you know, soba, udon. Like we're hitting all those spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Janice and Sarah are like, oh yeah, on this day we're gonna eat Hamburg steak. Hamburg steak. And I was like,
You and Jay.
yeah, me and Jay, we were both like, we're really gonna waste our meal on a Hamburg steak.
Uh-huh.
And then we went, and it was my favorite meal of the whole trip.
Wow.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It definitely was.
it was so good. Well, it was called
Hikiniku to come
Hikiniku to come.
in Kyoto.
And you pay like $10 to reserve ahead of time. But if you don't, if you somehow just got it without reserving, then it's only like a $12 meal or something. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane, but it was really good.
So cheap, so delicious. Not only was the meat good, but the rice.
Yeah, they
The
had
white
like
rice.
8 different spices and seasonings that you could put on the rice and also on the meat. It was very simple, but just,
Mind blowing.
ooh.
And so a tip for you, if you guys are going to Japan, make reservations in advance. Like everyone told me about that, but I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. We'll just go and like wait or whatever, you know. And we waited in line for like an hour and a half for some restaurants, and they were still worth it. But and some restaurants don't take reservations, but I think, and I might be wrong, but like the restaurants that do require reservations, they're probably really, really good and worth the resi.
I mean, yeah, they're popular for a reason. Everything, it was just so packed that you had to wait almost no matter where you went.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would definitely recommend doing reservations too. For this trip, you just planned everything. I didn't do anything.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, so we went to Japan with my friend Sarah and David's friend Jay, and it was the 4 of us. And Sarah and I planned the whole thing,
yeah.
which is saying a lot because usually I'm not.
Yeah, normally it's me planning the whole thing, but then we have Sarah, who's a mega super planner, wanted to come over and meet up multiple times before our trip to plan. So I was like, you know what? It's cool. You guys do it.
We love you, Sarah,
You guys do it, and it'll be good.
and it was great.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that Sarah found was great.
Yeah,
So
the best meal that we had.
yeah. So it was
So
good. It was good.
yeah, we will definitely be going back to Japan, hopefully in 2 years.
Yeah, next year we're taking a year off to stay domestic, Canada or Mexico at most, and gotta rest, gotta grind,
Yeah,
gotta do some work, try to make some money.
that's right. I've been the sugar mama these days. David's been also grinding very hard.
I've been grinding.
Yeah, hard at work.
It's nice that you're doing this and I'm doing that.
Yeah, this as in Honey Jam.
Yeah, this hasn't Honey Jam. I'm glad we're able to do it together.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people ask me like, oh, what do you feel about David, stealing the spotlight or like, gaining all these followers and like, because for me, I always thought I want to be an influencer. I want to be a content creator. I always had that thought and dream. Like, I want to just quit my job and go on YouTube. I've always cried saying that to you.
Yep.
Right. Back, especially when I had
Since college.
Yeah, since college. But after
Which was a long time ago.
But after seeing David like really put in all this work, I'm like, I'm okay just living in the shadows. getting my spotlight on his handles and then reaping all the benefits, and not having to do all the editing and all that. It's a lot of work. I think like for me, I enjoy creating when it's like for fun, but when it becomes work, I think that will be a little tough for me. But I think you're really good about like balancing that out.
I try. I mean, yeah, you're a big part of the channel, and it's like I am grinding, but there are people out there who go even crazier. So I'm trying to step it up, man.
Shout out to POV Husband.
Oh, yeah. When I collabed with POV Husband, he was talking to me about posting every single day, just getting the content out there. And that man,
he works hard.
He works hard. He got a baby and real bills to pay. We got no bills, so it's kind of more chill. We pay a small amount of rent to the in-laws, and we got car insurance. Car's paid off now.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of our monthly bills, it's pretty low, and we got some savings to hold us over during the single income lifetime.
Yeah, I'm proud of David. He's been working hard, and it's funny because while we were in Korea, we've been approached by a few people, actually 3 different separate occasions, where there were people who approached David and said like, I know you, and can I get a photo?
That's more than America, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, because I guess it makes sense because in America, we're never out of our home, in the valley.
But I guess, I make Korean food, so Korean people are interested here maybe. Because I looked at the analytics, and highest concentration of followers, Seoul is number 2 after New York only, which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy. Not even Los Angeles?
Yeah, I think LA's 3.
Oh. And it makes sense because, for those of our listeners who don't know David S. Jeong, he creates a lot of, first, his main thing is making dehydrated food. And his focus...
No, it's not.
His focus is on Korean food. It started off like that.
Yeah, I'm known as the dehydrator guy.
Yeah.
But I just want to be known as a guy.
Right.
Just a guy. Speaking of just the dehydrator content, I have an announcement.
Oh.
Yes, I have an announcement. I would like to take my time to announce on this platform that there's this one joke.
Oh.
This one joke that a lot of people want to tell when they see me. Okay? We're going out to eat. We're going out for drinks. Oh, can you dehydrate that for me?
With the best intention, though.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I appreciate the support, but I just wanted to announce that joke has been said to me at this point hundreds of times. Can you dehydrate that? Oh, you should dehydrate that for me.
But can you dehydrate it? Like that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, oh, wow. What was it? I don't know what a recent one was. I don't know if there was a recent one, but a lot of times it's like when we're eating out. It's like, oh, should we get the kimchi jjigae? That looks good. Can you dehydrate it though? It's not just guys. Girls too.
Yeah, a lot of girls.
Can you dehydrate it though? So my announcement here on this large platform is to say, stop that. It's not funny. Yeah. And it's played out, okay? I'll give you I used to give the courtesy laughs. So I was like,
oh, that's good.
Yeah, maybe.
That's good.
Now since it's it's old, I just go, yeah. Yeah, I could probably dehydrate that.
So I have a question then. How would you feel supported, you think?
Watch my videos all the way through. Share it, comment, like, engage, send over your ideas. Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy.
Yeah. I'm really glad that you got that out there because whenever we hang out with couples or friends, the joke always comes up at least
it's
once.
Pretty common. And if you've done it, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's not a big problem. I'm just saying.
Enough.
I've reached the boiling point, okay? So from here on out, let's refrain from making such jokes.
Going back to when we saw some people that recognized you, right? Yesterday was a long day. And from the morning, we had just a lot to do, a packed schedule. So, we're just minding our business, going on the subway. It was jam-packed because it was in the morning, so people were going to work. Our eyes were both still puffy because, it's early in the morning and it's dead quiet in the trains. And all of a sudden, this girl comes, like, maneuvering through the crowd. And she's like, I follow you. and I follow you.
Yeah.
She's like, can I take a picture? We're like, oh, sure. I'm like whispering, like, oh, sure. Because like it's dead quiet. We take the photo and I'm like, oh, like, 한국 분이, are you Korean? And she turns out she's Korean, just really good at English.
Yeah.
And she's like, yep. Are you guys here for vacation? We're like, yeah. I want to chat it up a little bit. Meet David's fan. I was very proud. And she goes, all right. And then she goes back. She maneuvers back to her seat. She just takes the photo and then she leaves.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then at the very end of the day, we were at the COEX Mall, the Hyundai Baekajam, actually right next to the COEX Mall. We were just eating dinner. We had a long day. So David and I weren't even talking to each other. We kind of were like just like a shell of a person, just eating.
Dead
I remember,
tired.
yeah, just dead tired.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I see a group of these hooligan-looking dudes, up to no good, troublemakers.
Judgment raining down from Janice. They really just look like regular dudes. They look like some dudes who are into hip hop.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
it.
like with face tattoos and
One
stuff.
one of them had a face tat.
Yeah.
They just were wearing streetwear.
That's
They
true.
were completely fine. Honestly.
They stuck out like a sore thumb in Korea. And they were speaking English, so I was like, oh, they're American. No wonder they look a little different. But, I was minding my business. And then the group gets up. They're about to leave. And then one of the guys comes over. He's like, oh, like, dude, you're on YouTube or something like that. And then he's like, can I get a photo? And then we're like, what? Oh, yeah, sure. And then we took a photo. He like whips out his like camcorder because, that's the thing these days. And like records and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, are you guys like vloggers? Because they look different. And then he's like, oh, no, we're rappers. And we were on Rap Republic. And then they go around.
We're on Rap Public.
Rap Public. And then they go around like introducing their rap names because I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what are your names? And then they're like, oh, I'm Cartier Boy. I'm Double Down. And then the third guy, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. It was interesting. But they were really cool.
Yeah.
They were nice.
They were so nice.
Yeah. We just took they got up, asked for the photo, did a quick little video. They're like, man, you guys are so good at English. And then they just left.
Yeah, it happened so, like both instances happened so quickly. It took me a while to process. But it was so cool and funny at the same time. I was just like laughing in both situations because one, I'm like it's funny that people ask you for your photo.
I know, it's crazy.
And it's just cool that people are recognizing you in Korea. Maybe it's because we're out and about more here. Going
Yeah.
to all like the hot
Yeah,
places.
we are going to like touristy-ish spots.
I mentioned we're in Kondae Ibgu, Konkuk University. Very central, very nice. We are in my grandparents' living room.
Yep.
Very cozy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Great view.
Such a nice day.
Great view. So spacious, but
Yep.
yet so suffocating.
Can you expand on that, David?
It's kind of like, you guys know we've been living with the in-laws for 4 years. First 3 years were terrible.
3?
Oh, yeah. First 3 years were terrible. Just this past year, it became like, all right, it's not bad.
Wow.
And then we came to Korea. I was kind of expecting a vacation from the in-laws, but then we got, boom, another set of in-laws, Janice's grandparents. But it's in a completely different way.
Right.
It's more like they're so loving and they want to make sure that we're taken care of, that it's like overbearing.
Right.
Always checking if we're hungry. Just like, for example, this morning, your grandma came. I was in the zone. I woke up. I was getting some work done, and then she comes in and she's like, hey, here's some fruits. Eat these fruits before breakfast. And I just said, 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you, 감사합니다. And then 5 minutes later, she comes and then she gives me a little nubby of a cucumber. A little pinky-sized cucumber, and she's like, oh, how do you say it?
오이무라.
오이무라. 감사합니다. Thank you. And then she comes back like 5 minutes later and she says, Janice made 떡국, so go eat it. And then I said, 너무 배불러요, 할머니. I'm full. And she said, okay. Looks disappointed but walks away. Like 2 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, Janice is trying to have a baby, so she can't get stressed. So go out and eat the 떡국.
Yeah.
And I was just like, 할머니, the 떡국 is for you. Janice is fine.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if there was one more, but anyway.
There's a lot.
Yeah, by that point, my focus was just gone. That's how it's been.
Yeah, that's just an example.
That's the mental suffocation. The physical suffocation is, they like it warm.
They're old.
They're old. So it's like they have the floor heaters going all day, all night, and it's like a sauna in here. I'm sweating. But my bed is right next to a window, so it was fine until yesterday. The pollution was really bad, so you couldn't even open the window, and I was straight sweating. I couldn't sleep.
Wow, the heat really follows you everywhere we go, huh?
It does. Heat and bad internet. Somehow
Here too?
in Korea, the internet in this house is very bad.
But
the Ha's don't like good internet or good temperatures. It's genetic.
We are grateful still for my
Yes.
grandparents. My grandparents are my dad's side. You know?
Yeah, I mean they're the best. They're so nice and they're really
Uh-huh.
funny. Janice's grandpa's really funny too, so he's like a good time to hang out with. Minus when he tries to get me to drink, but overall, we're not paying rent. It's a very thing. We'll shoot him some yongdon.
Yeah,
some
of
spending
course.
cash at the end.
Love it.
But yeah, it's been an adjustment.
Yeah, and I think my grandma has really ramped it up a little bit more just because we are trying for a baby and she knows that, and she knows that I shouldn't be stressed. So her way of expressing love and making sure that I'm not stressed is by telling me not to do anything
Yeah.
and her wanting to basically serve us.
Right.
But there's nothing more that will stress me out than my grandma serving me.
Yeah.
I feel so much better if I cook for her and I take care of them. But the funny thing is, I'm literally my grandma and my grandma is literally me.
Yep.
And
It's a
so
mess.
it's just a vicious cycle. We just
What we
fight.
need is to get Jane Kim,
Mm-hmm.
Janice, and her grandma in a room, and it would just be a Hoshim battle. Just bunch of sensitive girls. Just
Yeah, you think I'm the overthinker. My grandma, she is on another level. I literally get this. I mean, I talked about this before.
I think it's the same level.
You
Well,
think so?
it's just like, as you get older,
Right.
that happens. So you're going to be just like her.
Yeah, and she's kind of stubborn in her own way too. She's tiny, but
Yeah.
she will fight me physically to move away from the sink from doing the dishes.
Yeah.
And then in Korea you have to do you have to recycle, and then you have to throw away the food trash separately. So you have to go out of your way and throw out the trash and separate everything. I will do it. I'm gonna do it. But then my grandma refuses to let me go. She tug on my shirt and make sure I just stay
Yeah.
inside the house.
And you talked to your grandma
I
about
have.
this,
Mm-hmm.
and she let her know. Janice said, Harmony, when you do this, that stresses me out, not the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then what did she say?
She said, "How could you say such a thing? How could you say such a hurtful thing?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" And then me overthinking, I was like, "Wait, Harmony, I didn't mean it."
Yeah.
I hate myself,
So
but
we've
I
been
love my
dealing with-
grandma. Yeah.
I mean,
so-
yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
But it's interesting, huh? How even overabundance of love can be suffocating.
Yeah.
Love
Oh,
bombing.
it's not just me, right?
No.
You're frustrated?
I get annoyed that she won't accept my love, and then she gets annoyed that I won't accept her love.
Yeah.
So basically, we have one more month here, and I don't know if I'll be able to keep it in.
Yeah, we'll probably hop around, you
Yeah.
know. My guy Jay lives on the other side of Seoul, but he has a really nice place.
Yeah, 3
He got a
bedrooms.
3-bed place, or it's 2-bed in the office. He got a car. Just Korea's different this time. When you have a car and a driver just taking you around everywhere, it's crazy.
It's funny though, because he works, so we don't really go out until it's the weekend, and Jay's in party mode.
Yeah.
And that's when we go out. We don't really go out
Yeah,
and
I mean,
party.
what is that? Out for us is dessert after dinner.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I hope I don't sound like a little spoiled brat complaining about my grandma. I know that with grandmas, especially Korean grandmas, they will force food in front of your face, every hour, and no matter how many times you say no, they will keep doing it. And
Yep.
As the granddaughter and grand in-law son, you just have to accept it. I know. You just got to take it. You got to eat it, whatever, and then that'll make them happy. So that's what makes me think that is the, resolution. the solution to the problem.
Just take it all.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Especially if you have to do it for 2 months. Last time we did it for 3.
Yeah, that's how I know for sure she ramped it up, because last time 3 months was not bad at all. It was really nice.
It was still there.
It was still there, but not like this.
And it's funny because my grandpa, he's funny, but he's also like very chill. Like he hates loud places. Like when people talk a lot, he hates it. So me and my grandma are like bickering in the kitchen, and he'll be sitting on this couch. And then by the end of our conversation, he's inside the room with the doors both closed.
Yeah.
Because he like doesn't want to hear it.
He's just like me.
He is.
Yeah. So that's why actually this time I was kind of like learning his strategies, because Janice's grandma talks a lot.
Yeah.
And he's more quiet,
Yeah.
except when he's in the zone, you know, when he's feeling it. That's kind of like me too.
Yeah.
I'm more quiet. And I saw the different strategies that he used to kind of save his sanity, to get some peace during the day. And let's just say I took some good notes.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you going to apply them right away?
Not right away, but I'll keep them in my back pocket.
Wait, sorry. To my grandma or to me?
To you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
because sometimes I need some space.
Overall, though, great time in Korea.
All your friends are coming.
All of
All
our
friends
friends
have been coming.
Yes. A fan favorite episode, Danielle's episode.
Danielle Ju.
Danielle Ju is coming on Monday. So we're excited to hang out with Danielle and our friends Esther and Harris who are here, and then Jane and Jay. It's a party. It's a different vibe for sure. Korea is like one of those places where you really need a lot of friends to maximize on the fun.
Yeah. It's different though, just because we don't drink. Even in Japan, so many people recommended us bars, nightlife, but
No drinking.
we're old.
Yeah.
We're just trying to optimize for health and good sleep. So,
Speaking of health, I found out I have GERD,
ooh.
which you're like,
GERD. What does G stand for? Gaslighting?
excuse me? Why?
Please you explain, please.
I don't know what he's talking about gaslighting, but GERD, you might wonder, like, what the heck is that? And, I heard about it before because shout out to my friend Spake. She had GERD, and I was like, that sounds like something very far away. And, like, I don't know what that is. So foreign.
Yeah, Janice has this thing where she thinks she's the healthiest person on earth. She's like, why me? I'm so healthy.
I am healthy. I don't drink soda. I don't drink normally. I don't drink alcohol. So I was like, interesting. But then in Japan, I had a great time, vacation mode, no health issues. And then we came to Korea, and I don't know what triggered this, but my throat started hurting. And I had this sensation back in America too a few times, and I thought,
Yeah, there's the gaslighting.
So I gaslit David into thinking that throat sensation was because I was like feeling high levels of stress.
From me.
From David specifically. And so I told him that. But it's true. In stress situations, I would get that feeling. And then I'd be like, David, my throat hurts. And so after that, David started becoming like much more gentle to me and like more careful about what he says, just trying to lower the stress levels. So I was very appreciative of that. And so it did get better.
Yeah, it did get better. Because, even stress does exacerbate GERD.
It actually
right?
induced the GERD for me.
I would say that would be more your diet.
It's a high factor in GERD, stress.
Yes, but also food and you eating. It's a problem. It's gaslighting only because, stress is part of it. And, it's always good to be nice to your wife.
Yeah.
But also, your farts are disgusting.
Dude, don't expose me like that, dude.
Janice's farts are crazy. And I've been telling her to look into,
gut health
in general. Whatever it is, like figure out what this is that's causing my pain and misery. Not your pain and misery, but me.
Yeah, that's true though. In the past few years, my gut health has not been very good for some reason. I don't know. I also think I'm lactose intolerant, but it's really hard for me to...
Yeah, it's like dairy, onions, garlic,
It's
broccoli,
hard for me to accept it, okay?
Oil, fried stuff,
It's
coffee.
hard for me to accept that I'm in my 30s and there are certain foods that I should not eat anymore.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was my thought. I thought, it's because of David. I'm so stressed and it's affecting my health. In Japan... we had a good time, no throat sensation whatsoever. When we came to Korea, it started getting worse again. And then I started like getting nauseous, especially after drinking coffee and on an empty stomach. If I'm hungry, I'm like nauseous. In fact, I'm a little nauseous right now.
You even threw up. But that was in the morning though.
Yeah, I even threw up because of coffee. I finally went to the doctor. Like this entire time for months, I didn't go to the doctor. I finally went here in Korea, which, by the way, was so freaking fast and cheap, less than 15 minutes, and all for like $30 to see a doctor and medication.
Yeah.
And get medication. So then they officially tell me I have GERD, and to basically watch what I eat. It's like don't eat spicy food. He said it is induced by stress, and that I should eat very slowly. I do eat really, really fast.
Yeah.
And so that was my
spicy food, no dairy, no caffeine. The list goes on.
Yeah.
But what did we learn from this? We learned that you should listen to your husband more.
It's true.
I've been telling you to look at your diet and your gut for probably like 2 years, ever since the farts came.
Yeah.
Less stress is good too, though.
For sure. And like, you have been a lot better at being nicer to me. And I think that does help a lot. Maybe my throat sensation came back because like now I have that feeling of having to, please my grandparents all over again, like, and living with them again. It's like you mentioned before in our conversation, like recalibrating, this in-law and son-in-law relationship, and like I'm in the middle. It's like reliving the whole experience of moving in with my parents, except this time it's with my grandparents. So that's really stressful.
So different though. So different and chill.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of times, like you make yourself stressed when you don't need to be stressed.
For sure.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You just bring it all on yourself. Like so many things where it can just be like, oh yeah. Easy fix, do this, do that. You're just like, oh my God.
I get really anxious.
You get anxious.
There's a word that David made up for me.
Did I make it up? Did we make it up together?
Oh, no, it was Jess. Jess made it up for me, and I told you about it.
Yeah, I don't want to take credit. I don't remember where it came from, but it's anxious.
Yeah, Jess Jess officially coined the term anxious.
There we go. Anxious.
What is anxious?
Hungry. When people get hungry, usually they get angry, upset.
Hangry.
But Janice, she gets anxious. Anxious.
Yeah, it's really weird. I kind of panic.
Yeah, you panic. You do. You really freak out. You get hanger too, though. Especially, now that we've been married for a while, the hanger comes out.
Does it?
It comes out.
I will say I think my hanger has been stronger than your hanger these days.
That's right.
I just need my food, especially with this GERD situation. As soon as I start getting hungry, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to eat or else I'm going to be nauseous.
I don't know what it is. Maybe you need some weed.
Excuse me?
You just need to chill. It's crazy.
Can we talk about our weed experience?
Yeah, I mean, if you want.
A little segue.
I've only done it twice.
Yeah.
Once when we were stuck. The first time we tried it. Your first time too, right?
Yeah.
Or was it?
It was my very first time.
First time was during COVID.
Right.
We were in our little apartment. We tried an edible. Mm-hmm. We tried an edible with a friend.
Shout out.
No, don't say that. You don't know if he wants that out
shoot,
there.
You're right.
First time was in COVID. Janice and I and a friend had an edible for the first time. Mm-hmm. First time ever. And
we're not saying the person's name.
We were playing games.
Uh-huh.
We were playing games, and then Janice was like, "Man, I really don't feel anything. Are you sure? I don't feel anything. No, I really don't feel it." And she just went into like these crazy fits of uncontrollable laughter. She got the giggles basically.
Yeah.
And then she started freaking out. She started going a little crazy.
Uh-huh.
I have the video somewhere, which we won't put out there. It's too much. It's too much.
It's a little concerning for sure.
Yeah. But basically, the first part that really scared me was diary number 1. The drug is in my system.
Okay. I just want to clarify though. That was to be funny. And I
can't control it. She was like that. Her face was bright red, and she was up in my face in the camera. And basically, I couldn't enjoy myself.
You and our friend were laughing. And so I was very encouraged by that reaction. And so that's why I outdid my performance.
It was a very uncomfortable laughter. It was like a, haha, when is this going to stop?
Really? In my eyes, you guys look like you were having a blast. And so I didn't stop.
No. Basically, after that night when you went to sleep, I was like, yep, Janice is never doing that again.
Yeah, I had such a great time. It was so much fun. I was laughing so much. And then we had Burger King at the end of the night. Best Whopper of my life. Seriously, so delicious.
Do you want this out there, actually?
Yeah, why?
Just because if your coworkers find it?
Who cares? Weed is legal.
Okay.
Everyone's done weed at least once in their life
that's
if you're
not true.
31 years old. So
Yeah, Whopper.
Whopper was
Best
delicious.
burger of your life?
It was. And we did weed again the second time. But this time we were backpacking actually with another friend, and he had a pen. So I was like, well, I'll try it. You know, I've done it before. Why can't I do it again? So I give it a puff, and it was basically the worst experience I've ever had.
This time she got paranoid, and so she started freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I also tried it, and I was just like, same as when I drink, honestly. I was just really smiley and like having a good time, really relaxed. And then we went to sleep, and then Janice started freaking out. She thought everything was a bear or an animal or a person coming to kill us. And then this time I was like, Janice is not going to ruin this experience for me again. So
You went to sleep.
I just went to sleep.
And I was so scared out of my mind because we were in the tent in the mountains, and the wind was like rustling the tent. And every time the wind came, I was like so scared. And I was like, David.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
it was some good sleep too.
yeah. So
after that, I was like, okay, really, you should stop.
Yeah.
Because it's clearly not a good fit with your body.
Yeah. Just any substance like weed, cigarette. I've never done cigarettes, but I would never do it. Drinking, all of that is just really bad for me, I think. I just can't react very well to it all.
Yeah, it's not a good fit.
Yeah,
you being sober, you is happy and it's a great time. That's fine.
So it's funny that you would suggest weed for my anxiety.
I know, yeah. But it's just like, dude, you really do need to chill out though.
Yeah, I need to take a chill pill.
I always tell Janice that we can't get kids because we already have kids. We have Janice.
No. There's another story to this. So like my grandma, we talked about this before.
What?
My grandma is very superstitious.
Yes.
And she believes in
Saju.
saju, which is not palm reading, not future, whatever.
It's like using your birth date and time to use math and astrology to tell you about your future. It's really all BS.
Okay, well, in Korea, saju is huge, very huge culture. Yeah. There's a lot of famous...
It's $1 billion industry.
Yeah, for sure. And they call it like it's a philosophy, actually. It's like a science. And so my grandma's huge on that. And she goes to a few people, that she's been to for a very long time. And, sometimes she'll just call me randomly when I'm in America. She's like, be careful when you cross the road today, I got some word from somebody. And even with our wedding, like she told us when to get married, which we totally did not listen to. And then this time she's going a lot to talk about like our future with a baby and stuff. Yep. And she said apparently, and here it is on Honey Jam.
Here it is.
She says we have a future of 3 babies. And she said apparently the person said, it's just that it's a little delayed, but 3 babies are in their future. And I was like, wow. And so I told David this. And David's response was really funny.
Well, first of all, that's BS, right? No one believes in that crap.
People believe it. People really believe it. I don't believe it, but, people do.
So, yeah, I was thinking, and I was like, okay, ha, 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 3 kids. That's funny. Maybe it's her dogs, Mm-hmm. We got Happy, we got Maxie, and we're actually adopting Janice's grandma's dog, Bomi.
My mom's dog.
Yeah, we're rescuing her back from Korea because Janice's grandma is too old now.
Yeah.
But what I realized actually is our 3 kids, we already have them.
Who are they?
It's Janice's mom, Janice's dad, and none other than Janice's sister, Eunice Ha, everybody, our 3 children.
Because we take care of them?
We take care of them. We give them advice. We cook for them,
Yeah.
So we're set.
That's really funny.
So we have kids. We're good.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But please continue to think of us, to pray for us. This journey is a long journey. But until then, David and I are trying to enjoy as much as we can.
Maybe we'll be able to have a kid when our current kids become not our kids.
Wow, that's actually kind of deep.
Yeah,
Once
because they're
I
stressing you out.
Yeah, once I learned to let go of my parents.
Yeah, your parents, your grandparents, your sister. It's like you don't trust them to live their own lives. So you have to get all up in their business and do everything for them.
Well, you know what? That's the struggle of being the firstborn daughter.
I think you're the only one I know who does it to this crazy level. It's too much.
I think you'd be surprised.
Would I?
So anyways.
Message Janice and tell her to relax.
Aww.
That everything's gonna be okay with her parents, her sister, her friends.
Relaxed.
She is anxious.
I'm an anxious little ball.
She's always anxious. It's either hungry and anxious or horny and anxious.
How can you be horny and anxious?
I don't know, dude. You're anxious all the time.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up with a
Gang Chew? Wow. Because it's the
great.
second run. Since this is our second time. Oh, I got it.
Yeah. You know the agenda.
Jess, I'm coming for your job, so you better hurry up and get back on the mic.
Oh, she gonna be back. She gonna be back.
Anything else to talk about? Yes. It's a question.
What is it?
What is the purpose of butthole soap?
That's a random question.
We were in Japan, Don Quixote, and Janice was like searching for something. She was going down all the aisles, looking up and down. She's like, I can't find it. And all of a sudden, she's like, oh, Eureka. Oh my God, it's right there. I found it. It's right here. It's this little peach soap that's supposed to be for your butthole. And she said it's really popular and people love it. Like, okay.
You want to keep your butthole nice and clean. I haven't tried it yet, so I will come back with a review.
A butthole soap review?
Yeah.
That's
It's really
crazy.
cute.
Got any Kangchus for us?
Yes, I do have a Kangchu actually. It's been a long time, this corner. I missed this corner. My Kangchu is, if you're listening right now, after you finish this episode, just do this, okay? Call your grandparents if they're alive. If they have passed, call your parents immediately because, they love you and they want to hear your voice. That's my gang chu. Gang chu 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 because they love you and just don't take that time for granted. My 외할머니, my mom's mom, David mentioned this, but she's older now and she actually has like early onset of dementia or she's sick basically.
I don't think it's early onset. It's just dementia.
It's just dementia.
Yeah.
Okay. She's 84 years old. She's not that old, but she's just unhealthy. And she recently got admitted my mom admitted her into a senior care home. And we saw her recently. And, just 2 years ago, she was totally fine. Like, very sharp woman. Very funny. She talks really well. And, she used to like read her Bible all the time. Like, she wrote her Bible like 10 times, I think. Like, rewrote it. It was crazy. Anyways, very funny woman. But she's now there and we visited her and it was really sad because she's like okay, but she's not like all there. Like something's a little different, like we couldn't really carry a conversation for too long. And it was like she was becoming more like a child. And so,
the circle of life.
Yeah, the circle of life, truly, because, there I was seeing my grandma and then like a few days before, our friend Jane and Alan, they announced the birth of their baby Jace.
So cute.
You guys know Jane. She came onto the podcast. He's such a cutie. And so truly the circle of life, it made me feel a certain way, very sentimental. So I really mean it. After this episode, call your loved one and tell them just check in. Just a simple like, hey, how you doing? Just checking in. Just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of you.
Call your friends too.
Yeah, sure. My Kangchu though is call your family.
But also your friends. You said loved one.
Sure.
We got a lot of friends out there who don't know how to keep in touch too.
Fine, but please call your family. I'm talking to David too because he's not very good about calling his parents.
I'm pretty good.
How many times do you call your mom?
Maybe like, it depends on the season.
Okay, when it's a good season.
Good season?
Yeah.
Every other week.
Shh. No, I know that's a lie.
What do you mean?
Every other week? No way. More like once a month.
That's on a middle season.
Middle season.
Yeah.
Okay.
That bad season
It's-
is like
Well, let me tell you, it's been a very bad season
in a while.
lately.
we've been busy, man.
We did not tell her we even left for Japan.
Nah, we've been busy, and she always says to call, but I say, it's a two-way street, my friend. You can call me too.
But she doesn't want to bother us. So I recommend this Kangchu for you, actually, Mr. David Jeong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a Kangchu. Call your loved ones less, because you do it way too much.
Wow.
We're on a trip trying to have a good time, and Janice like, hold on, let me spend 3 hours calling everybody I know for absolutely no reason.
It's just checking in.
How about some balance, huh? That's what we've learned. Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
that's a perfect segue for my Kangchu.
What is it?
What's the average age of your listeners, you think?
I think around my age, our age. Yeah.
It's like lot married, most married. tough.
Actually, no, not most married. I wouldn't say most married. I would just say 30s.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
either way, for non-marrieds, then it's a Kangchu that I thought of, which is get pre-engagement counseling.
Ooh,
Or
that's random.
Pre-engagement counseling, or just take your premarital seriously.
Ooh.
Hash out all your problems during that time.
갑자기?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hash out all your problems during that time. And really learn how to fight each other, learn what the themes are of your guys' fights, what causes them, because it's always the same thing, right? Learn that,
Yeah.
and then marriage will be smooth.
What made you come with this Kangchu suddenly?
Because that's what we did.
Uh-huh.
We had a crazy pre-marriage time,
Yeah.
premarital, post-engagement, pre-engagement, crazy therapy stuff. And it was really good.
And now it's like the fights are always the same. And just in
I
different
was thinking,
situations.
I was thinking like, we're almost in our 5th year of marriage and the problems just get bigger and bigger, but we're still able to get through them all relatively smoothly because we've done all that, foundation work. Like we know what to do.
Yeah.
We know how to navigate that.
Yeah. Even before this, we were just in an argument and we resolved it before we re-recorded.
All the time. So that's what it is.
Aw. Wow. Ending on such a 감동 note. I'm thankful for you. Okay, well, Mr. David S. Jeong, thank you so much for joining us on this episode where we're back. We're back on a weekly cadence. And thank you, for really pushing me to do this episode because I really didn't want to.
Yep. You're welcome, folks.
Yeah.
That's my job, I was getting sick of doing the creator journey by myself.
It's true.
So it's really nice to have you back in the game.
Yeah.
We need Jess back. We need all these people, all you people who are trying to make it out there.
Yeah.
To get back on the grind.
I'm really glad you came on. People really like your podcast voice. I wonder what they think this time.
I don't know. I used to hate my voice.
Yeah.
But since I've been spamming the voiceovers and making a lot of content, I got used to it.
Yeah, a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I got used to it. Actually, that reminds me. You remember at London Bagel Museum?
Yes.
That poem we saw?
Yes.
Can I close this episode by reading that beautiful poem?
Absolutely. So we went to London Bagel Museum, which is a very viral, famous bagel shop here in Korea. And we went to the Anguk one. There's multiple stores now, but just crazy lines. And we were able to get in with our friends Renee and Sam, and the bagels were really good. But while we were waiting for them, we found this poem on the wall of the store, and it was beautiful.
Heaven by London Bagel Museum. What do you think of heaven and happy life? It's simpler than you think. Enjoying the sunny and light breeze, the headset plays your fave song, and the London Bagel Museum is a convenient place to eat lunch every day, greet the friendly staff, and take coffee, fresh baked bagel, and warm soup in the meantime.
Okay.
I think it's actually, in the meantime, I watch people passing by street. Is there such a perfect heaven? If I wanted more, I would be greedy. Respect. And it is spelled perfect with a P. Perfect heaven.
You know what though? Hearing it's actually kind of beautiful. It throws me back to when we were inside the store.
Is it the voice or the contents?
Ooh.
Is there such a perfect heaven? If I wanted more, I would be greedy. And with that, good night, everybody. And thank you for tuning in.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.